prayers. Let us do pray.
Okay, let's pray.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. And we start. Vasudevendra Yogindram
वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगेन्द्रम्
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते.
तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते.
So, like we said yesterday, we begin the text called Tattvabodha, which the author, who is some person who held the position of Shankaracharya ji. This is not composed by Adi Shankaracharya ji, but it is believed to be somebody who was in that position later on. So, what for is this text being commenced? For the well-being of the mumukshunam, for the seekers of freedom, for their well-being. What is the well-being of seekers of freedom? Moksha, so their well-being is in nothing else other than that freedom that they are seeking. And how does he do this? Having saluted his guru, who has given him this knowledge, whose name is believed to be Vasudevendra Yogendra. We'll dwell on this mumukshu now. This text is for what? Mumukshu. So, what is mumukshu? Mumukshu is moktum icha or moktum ichuhu. That's a Sanskrit word. But keeping Sanskrit aside, mumukshunam is the person who is desirous of moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from bondage. What is the bondage?
That I am limited.
The sense of limitation. It is a notion, the notion that I am limited. That I am limited is not the truth about it. That I am limited is a notion, and that notion is causing currently bondage in my life. So, who is a mumukshu? The mumukshu is the one who now wants to become free from this bondage of that sense or notion of limitation.
Shrishti, this notion means, this sense or this notion means it's some type of wrong thinking that we have to correct?
Yes. It's a wrong thinking, it's a misunderstanding, to put it in the right perspective. It's a misunderstanding that I have about life, about myself, about the world that I have to correct. So currently, I have wrong understanding about all three, and so constantly I am feeling that sense of bondage. And who is this mumukshu? This mumukshu has understood that, I am suffering. First of all, he has understood the problem. We were discussing yesterday about the problem. This mumukshu is the one who has discovered that everything is not all right with the way I am living. There is a problem in my life, and that problem needs to be solved. If it is a problem that can be lived with, along with, that was fine. But this is a problem that I must solve. This is a problem for which my human birth is. And if I do not solve this problem in this human birth, then I have not made the correct use of my birth as a human being. So, this is a mumukshu.
Mm.
We will further dwell on this word mumukshu. Why does he feel that whatever he has done so far is not enough? What has he done so far? So let us ponder upon that. He has done a lot of things so far. What is it? Maybe he studied, then he went for a job, he held a couple of good positions, he had a family, perhaps kids, and you know, he had a lot of things. So, a lot of fame, name, position, power, let us say, uh, wealth, you name it, love, in relationships. Uh, so he had all these things. So far, still he finds what? Uh, that he is not reaching that point of complete fulfillment, complete satisfaction in life.
Shrishti, can
And
you use female example?
can I?
Use female example. All the teachers always use male example, and it's very hard for me to relate to. And being that we're all female class,
Okay.
please
She.
use female, because then
Okay,
I will feel something I can relate to.
let me try to. Because I do that. Yes, I should. I being a female, I should do that. But let us see. It will be a challenge, but let us see. So I will use you. How about that?
Yeah. Huh.
That makes uh, easier on me as well. Or I. I'll use either I or you. So who is a mumukshu? So far you and I had been living what kind of life? That okay, I'll study more. I'll do some job. I'll get into relationship. I'll or I'll get some name, fame, etc. Position, power, wealth, sufficient to be secure, sufficient to be comfortable. So far, I had been uh, looking for security in some external means. But are those external means capable of giving me that security, lasting security? I'm not talking about just security, the lasting security. Are they
Huh.
capable of a security which lasts forever? No. I find that every time a thing promises me to give security and then it leaves me. So it feels as though I'm always cheated. Uh, I gave all my trust on a given thing, given person, given situation, and as if that thing doesn't stand to what it promises to give me. And so then I struggle. Then I lose my trust in that thing. And then now I look for something else. Let me look for something else. Okay. And so again, I go for something else. And what do I find? That yes, okay, that other thing may give me more, may make me feel that I'm more secure now than what or how I was before. So for
Yeah.
a while, I'll feel more satisfied. And then what? Then again, I find that okay, this also is not lasting forever. It also, as if, cheats me. And it also, at some point in my life, it it shows that no, even this thing cannot give me complete satisfaction, complete security. So again, I look for something else. So, I find if I examine from my birth till now, I have been in search for something infallible, somebody who I can trust um, faithfully, who will not lose my trust when I, you know, uh, lend my trust uh, on them, on that person. So I am in search of that infallible, and nothing in the world is giving me that lasting security. They may give me temporary security, but I find that they are not able to give me the lasting security that I'm looking for. So, okay, I discover what? That I'm not just looking for security. I'm not looking for a temporary security. What am I looking for? I am looking for lasting security. I'm looking for a security that will not fail me. I'm looking for that infallible, uh, who will never break, uh, you know, my, will never make me insecure. So that is what I am looking for. So this is the first thing that this person who is desirous of freedom from bondage realizes. This person first realizes the problem. This is how you analyze that yes, there is a problem. What is the problem? That I am looking for something uh, to gain security, and the things in the world are not able to give me that security. Number one. So we are talking about mumukshu. We are talking about a person who has done this analysis that so far in my life, whatever I have been doing was for what? For gaining some kind of security. And I find that it is not giving me lasting security. So this person has discovered there is a problem in my life. And now he wants a solution to that problem by becoming free of the bondage that he has felt in life. So, what is the bondage that he has felt? We will talk about it. But before that, the second aspect, we talked about security. The person examined that I'm looking for security, not temporary, but lasting security. What
Mm.
else? The person also, why does the person wants to be secure? Why does anybody want to be secure, whether temporary or permanently?
So there's no fear?
So there is no fear. So there is a comfort level. So there is
So there's
uh,
some happiness?
so there is happiness. So when we are comfortable, when we don't have fear of something else, then we are happy. Then we are comfortable and we are happy. So the reason why we are looking for the security is is to be comfortable and to be happy. Primarily happiness. So security and happiness is are the two things that we are seeking in and through all of our actions. Uh, we may have discussed this, but I'm just dwelling on this in terms of this word mumukshu. We need to understand mumukshu, who a mumukshu is, and we need to identify ourselves to that mumukshu, and we need to become that mumukshu before entering into the text. So this mumukshu is the one who has realized that he is looking for lasting security. And in the same way that I explained about the security, so also the same thing happens in happiness. I find that since childhood, I had been looking for happiness in chocolates and ice cream and uh, uh, like games
Chocolate. Yeah.
and
Mm.
vacation and in relationships and in many different things. But what I found was each time they gave me some limited happiness, and then what? It didn't last. Uh, that happiness as if dried out. And so then I again started searching for happiness somewhere else. So my happiness in chocolate may have been replaced, chocolate and ice cream may have been replaced by some more tangible thing, some more intelligent thing, like research. I want to have happiness from research. So like that, as we evolve, as our personalities evolve, uh, my happiness, the external means from where I tend to get my happiness, that may also evolve. So far I was looking for just chocolates and ice cream as a kid. Now, as I grow into a 10-year or 15-year-old kid or teenage young person, start becoming a young person, then I have different requirements. And now my happiness is not confined to just chocolates and ice cream. Now I want some more thing, some more perhaps intelligent thing. So I now want to feed my curiosity and gain happiness from that kind of pleasures. So, like that, we see an evolution in this scale of happiness as well. But even then, even that research, even being successful in a research, that doesn't, let us say that we did a research and it got, we succeeded in publishing a paper and it made some groundbreaking, uh, you know, uh, revelation which will change the medical history, let us say. Even then, that happiness will last for quite a long time, yes. But a time will come that even that happiness will die. And now some more new curiosity will come in, and you will look for something more, something more. So, what I am getting at is how even this happiness, which we are trying to gain from external means, it doesn't last forever. And so, what does that happen? What does that lead to? When it doesn't last forever, I get frustrated.
Mm.
That hey, this is also gone. Like every time I keep on changing, but every time it doesn't last, it leaves a sense of frustration in me. Um, and that infallible thing, my search for that infallible, which will give me not only permanent security but also permanent happiness, that is again being compromised. And so, this is the fundamental problem of all human beings, that we
Um,
are
yes, please continue.
in search of that infallible, which will give us uh, permanent security, permanent happiness. And so far, the way I have lived my life, uh, I have not reached of uh, that goal as a human being. So this I realized that this is a problem, and now when I realize that this is the problem in life, then I want a solution to that problem. And
Can I
this
ask a question?
person, yes.
Oh, maybe you're gonna answer it. Yeah, please continue. Maybe you're gonna answer
So
it.
this person who is a Momokyu who has now realized that this is a problem in life. He is also a person uh, who has not stopped at this is the problem in life. He has realized that no, there is a solution to this problem. This is not it. That there is, yes, there is something called permanent uh, happiness. There is something where he can get permanent happiness, and he can get permanent security. So this person called Mumukshu has realized his problem, has recognized his problem, but he also knows, not intimately, but he has heard that there is such thing uh, called Ishvara, called God, uh, who is a means for this permanent happiness or permanent
Happiness.
security. There is something he will have, like what exactly is that he doesn't know, but he has a vague idea that there is something from where he can have this permanent security and permanent happiness. What it is, how it he will gain, how I will gain, how you will gain, we don't know. But we will be called mumukshu when we recognize that yes, this is the problem in our life. And now I have heard from my gurus that yes, there is something uh, which will give you that infallible security and happiness. There is something of that sort. You don't know the details, but you know this. So this person, when this becomes our understanding, then you and I become what? A mumukshu, a person desirous of further dwelling on this. Hopefully, I answered your question.
Yeah, I think it's leading to that because my question was that uh, they're looking for lasting security and they're looking for lasting happiness and lasting comfort. And but we're not talking about just on a physical and emotional level, not for the body and not for my mind. We're talking about some different level.
We are
I,
talking of some different level.
that's
So
all I
this,
know. At what
yes,
level, I'm not sure.
that's fine. Uh, that mumukshu is also not clear. Uh, that what level are we talking? He doesn't know. But all he knows is he is so far whatever he has been getting at the level of physical. Sorry, whatever uh,
She has been getting.
you, whatever both of us are getting at the level, at physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, uh, it has not given me uh, permanent security, permanent happiness. That we both realize. And but there is something called permanent. There is something that is infallible. And so, what is that? At what level it is going to work? That will be subject to discovery and unfolding as we study this text. Uh, but he knows one thing, that he sorry we both know one thing, that we are in search of infallible, and so far life has not given me that infallible, and we both are still looking for that infallible. And our gurujis have told, the whole parampara has said, that there is such a thing called infallible, so it must be so. So that Shraddha is there. I don't know exactly what it is, but that Shraddha is there, that yes, that infallible must be. So with that in front, that there is something called infallible, that is, there is something higher in this world that needs to be recognized, realized. With that, a curiosity is developed in our mind, that what is it? I don't like this bondage. I don't like this sense of bondage. I want to become free from this sense of bondage. So, this intense desire, mumukshu is uh, the person. We become mumukshu when we will have that intense desire that no, nothing doing. I just can't stand this sense of helplessness, sense of
Mm.
limitation, sense of insecurity, sense of unhappiness, whatever clashes we may have. I want to become free of this, that intense desire. Uh, how
I'll take the
intense?
video off 1 minute.
Yeah.
Uh, we this intense desire can be similar to, okay, nothing is not working. Everything I try is not working. To achieve that secure, lasting happiness, it's not working. Is that the same thing?
Uh, but that is not desire, what you mentioned.
That's not. So I put it off because my mom cut me one fruit and I just took a piece.
That's okay. That's okay.
But it's not desire. But that's where the point I'm at. I was just wondering if it's similar. Everything I've tried is not working. So something is off. Maybe I'm wrong. But there's also, because there's also a wish to do something that makes sense always, to learn something that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh,
It's consistent.
yeah. Um, let us say we all are mumukshus for now. There is a subtle difference, but I don't want to get there right now.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
let us
I think I'm
understand the
also
whole aspect,
mumukshu. Yeah.
because we do see what is there is everybody is, whether they know or not, everybody is a mumukshu. It is
Yeah.
just a matter of, them recognizing that, so far where I was looking for security and happiness, those things are not capable to give me what I am looking for. So, like
Mm.
when a kid looks at the plastic grapes, and until he doesn't know that it is plastic grapes and not real, he may have a temptation. Sorry, the kid may have a temptation to eat the grapes. But as soon as the kid realizes that, oh, it's a plastic grapes, the kid is not going to go for the grapes. And so also in life, so far we have been running after things which seemed to promise us that security and happiness. But as soon as I realized that, no, it is not guaranteeing me the happiness, security that it is trying to pretend that it will give me, then with my interest will automatically fall from it.
Mm.
Um,
It dwindles. Yeah. Mm.
but what am I desiring? I am desiring. What is my desire behind all desire? The desire behind all desire is what? That I want to be happy. Even by security, by happiness, I want to be happy in such a way that it is not mixed up with unhappiness, it is not mixed up with worry, it is it doesn't come and go, it lasts forever. This is what I am looking for. This I am clear. So so this mumukshu is the one. We become mumukshu when we have examined our life in this manner. When we have examined all that we have done, how we have done and see the fallacy of why I was not able to get what I was trying to get by those means. So now having discussed this structure, I will go into some technical words. So moksha is the one desirous of moksha. The one desirous of moksha. Freedom. Freedom from bondage. So one desirous of moksha as the purushartha. Purushartha.
Purushartha means?
Uh, yeah, that's a technical word I am introducing. Purushartha means the goal of life. The goal a human being has in life. So there are 4 kind of purusharthas that a human being does in life. Uh, I discussed all these without going into the technical words, but now I am going to introduce the technical words. There are 4 kinds of purushartha, the goals in life that we go after. What is that? The first is dharma, then artha. I'm just going to list it first. Then kama, then moksha.
Okay.
So dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma has 2 definitions. One definition is like doing good deeds, contributing, helping others, uh, which will which will gain some punyas. What is punya? Punya is so I'm going to add a lot of technical language. So punyam is what? Whenever I do some action, uh, if the action is in keeping with the harmony of the setup, with the harmony of the universal laws, in keeping with the universal laws, then and not hurting the system, not hurting the person, any person, then I gain a punyam. Then I gain an invisible result, uh, which will be accounted as punyam. Punyam means that which will that invisible result of an action, which will gain some uh, some happiness to me in future. So whenever I am whenever I experience happiness in my life, whenever I experience sukham in my life, what am I experiencing? I am experiencing the results of my actions, which uh, which resulted or which created this punya. So you know how when we work, we get what? Salary. So like that, we do karma, whenever we do any action, we get this salary, invisible salary. What is that invisible salary? Uh, for good actions, that is punyam, there is punyam. And here in this sector of karma or action, if some karma is not in keeping with the setup, with the harmony of the setup, is against, is hurting somebody, then it creates papam. So papam will bring sorrow, punyam will bring happiness. When it will bring, we don't know. But someday it will bring. When it will bring is decided by the laws of karma.
That's
Karma
the
and
tough part. The
yeah,
when it will bring.
we don't know. Nobody will know. Even after studying Shastra, nobody will know. It is Bhagwan's game, right? Law of karma, that every action has equal karma phala. And so every action will give rise to a karma phala, definitely. It is not that you do a karma and you can bypass the karma phala. So first of all, any action, whether a mental action, whether an action at the level of speech or physical action, it will result into this karma phala result. And depending on whether your karma phala is good or bad, you may get punyam or papam. You may accumulate punyam or papam. And that punyam or papam you and I experience as either sorrow or
Or happiness.
happiness. So when we are uh, experiencing sorrow in our life, we should be happy. What? That okay, some papa are getting exhausted. Some papa are getting exhausted from my account. Now I'll be free from those sector of papas. And when I am gaining uh, some sukha, happiness in my life, then also we should be worried that oh, my punyam is
And
getting
use
what? Fed up.
used
So
up.
now I will have to develop some more punyam. So this is one way of thinking. But this is how uh, whenever we go through happiness or sorrow, we are exhausting just our punyam and papa. So this is the concept of karma and karma phala. This is the concept of karma and karma phala. So this is how we have papa and punya. So
Mm.
coming back to dharma, right?
Mm.
So by the way, so what will this papa and punya do? So when you do an action, it will result into a karma phala. And depending on the action, the karma phala may bring you punyam or papa. Then
Mm.
what? Uh, for either for that punyam or papam, you will have to take a birth. Then what will happen? You take a birth. Uh, and during that birth, during that lifetime, you will have acted upon more actions. So all those actions will again create what? Karma phala. What kind of karma phala? Either papa or punya. So in this way, we have been uh, since time beginningless, we have had millions of births and we have had millions of punyam and papam in our account, let us say.
Mm.
Uh, and so it is like a circle from which we cannot escape. So this mumukshu is also, we become mumukshu when we realize how this setup of karma, karma phala, and is a cyclical cycle from which I don't see any way how can I get out of it. Like a corn maze, there's a corn
Mm.
maze and I don't know how to get out of it. So also this life I am suddenly seeing as, oh my God, how am I going to ever get out of it? I'm always going to be subjected to some papa and papa, whenever papa is there in our life, then we have to face sorrow. We don't like that. And when there is punyam, then what is it? Although we are experiencing happiness, we are
Mm.
always in tension or in stress that, oh, this will go away soon, or somebody will snatch it away from me. So even when I'm experiencing happiness, it is not that I'm free from stress or anxiety. And of course, Papa is definitely going to put me in that anxiety. So, how to get out
Pushpiji,
of this
can I
cycle?
ask a question about this karma phala?
Yeah,
Um, I was watching some on the flight, some Animal Planet type video. Do
yeah.
animals like chimpanzees, orangutans, etc., frogs, do they all have punya papa?
See, we all, in some lifetime, we would have become chimpanzees and frogs.
Right.
and
Right.
ants and crocodiles. So
The jiva,
all
yeah.
of them are jivas.
Yeah.
So they are just exhausting their karma phala right now. But as their life as chimpanzee or frogs, etc., they do not accumulate more papa or punya. So as animal or plant life, what they are doing is they are just
Mm.
exhausting some portion of their karma phala. That's it. So their life is called bhoga pradhana, meaning they cannot accumulate something new in their birth. Whereas as humans, uh, both the people who live in Swarga, okay, I'll introduce that Swarga concept later. But yes, so these animals, they are
Mm.
called Bhoga Pradhana beings. So they do not accumulate new uh, Papa and Punya. They just exhaust. Their life is meant to just exhaust whatever Bhagavan gave them. You know, Bhagavan gave them uh, some lifespan. Every creature has a lifespan,
Mm.
and that is almost decided by Bhagavan. That okay, as this embodiment, this is going to be generally the lifespan of this creature. And so sorry, that creature just has to exhaust that, you know, the
Right.
lifespan. What happens
So,
in our case,
yeah.
we also have to exhaust, but we are not just bhoga pradhana. We also create new karma. So in that sense, uh, our position is unique,
Mm.
and we are fortunate to be born as human being is a blessing, because only in this embodiment we have free will to um, to act differently than how I used to act, and to change my personality than what it was, and to be able to free myself from this sense of bondage. So, to essentially attain moksha, only in this lifetime, when I am born as a human being, I have this capacity, I can make this effort. So that in that way it is unique.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. Then it's not a bad thing that we're born even and human, even though we create new karma, and then we have to manage the consequence because we can come out of this cycle with this
Yes.
brain, with this understanding, with this a certain intelligence. And when I was in Tattvabodha, we spoke one day at lunch about children with disabilities who cannot think. They're also
Their life will
exhausting
also
their
be like
papa.
that, exhausting their
Yeah.
purpose. And so then,
Mhm.
whenever we don't know what is there in anybody's account, so we don't know what that person's next birth will be. It is possible that the person who is going through autism, his next birth may be, he may be born as a Mahatma, or
Yeah.
a seeker, uh, kind of a
Yes.
mumukshu, or
Mm.
he may be born as a rogue. We don't know. So what will happen next? We don't know.
We
Nobody
don't
will
know.
know ever. Uh,
Mm.
but as that person is just going through is exhausting uh, the uh, you know the karmas, his past karma, the person's past karmas. One thing
Oh,
that can
yes.
be done, they
Yes.
they might not have the freedom of free will
Right. Yeah.
to gain to work more on their freedom, but we can make their lives easy by being
Mm.
kind and compassionate to them, by making their life as comfortable, even emotionally. uh, that will gain us punyam, if we do it with that purpose of gaining punyam, and it will give us lasting relatively, on a relative scale, it will give us lasting peace, happiness, when we try to just make that person happy just because, even
Mm-hmm.
without that intention that if I do that, then I will gain, happiness in my future life. Without that kind of goal, I just work on that person, making that person comfortable, happy, then every time I act out kindly to somebody, how do I feel? I feel only
Happy.
happy with myself. So we can, as a person, uh, make the those kids, their life easy. uh, Try to make them smile in their life, try to bring a smile in their life. That's what our effort can be, with medicines, with talk, with emotions, with communication, whatever that be. It may be a combination, but that can be our goal in life. That let me bring a smile on this child's face, and uh, that can be a huge contribution. And depending on whether the child are ready or not, I mean, you cannot force the Hinduism on everybody. But if the
Mm-hmm.
child is Hindu, then you can perhaps introduce, the stotras like Vishnu Sahasranama, etc. And perhaps that may uh, bring some effect in the child's, uh, the overall personality, so that the next birth may be more closer to a good, uh, a
More
good birth,
intelligent. Yeah.
more intelligent, as well as a birth where the child, next time when the person is born as a human being, the person may strive for moksha, may strive for, what is it, like, this analysis in life. The person may look for that higher, uh, the higher goal in one's life. So that is what
Yeah.
something we can work on.
Mhm. And the first 5 years of life, Puja Swamiji would say the child is helpless. So even if child doesn't have disability, I think the parents need to do what you're saying,
Love.
to be
The
kind and to
first five
compassionate.
years,
Give.
love, you give as much love as you can, as much care and love, because those are the developing years of the child. Of course, no matter what you give, every child is a jiva. Child is a child to you and I,
Mm.
but ultimately the child is a jiva. That as we study this text, we will look into those details. That ultimately the jiva is ageless. The jiva is also beginningless. Uh, so we see the jiva as a child because we perceive the jiva in this particular little body, and
Mm.
as a body he is a child, as a
Mm.
body she is a child, but the jiva in the body is ageless. We'll talk about it.
Yes, I do remember. Yeah.
uh, so what I'm trying to convey is that our responsibility, regardless of how the child will become in future, is to give the child love based on my understanding. See,
Mm.
even in parenting, I or others can make mistakes, but that's okay. As long as my intention is right, I make my best effort to give the love and care the child should be given, at my best. Uh,
Mm.
in the future, there may be a thinking that, I raised the child this way, but maybe the child should have been raised this way. It's always a learning process. So that may be there. Important is that our intentions are right and we make that effort, full effort, to give that love to the child and care to the child. Uh,
Okay.
the other thing I wanted to say was, regardless of how much you give love and care to the child is an independent jiva. Yeah, the child is a independent jiva, bringing uh, the child's own samskaras, impressions, own punya and papa. And so, regardless of how much love and care you may give to the child can manifest as his own personality. So, it is never so that, the parent has done a complete job, and so the child must be a positive person. It's a combination. Your purusharth or your effort is in giving, uh, playing out your responsibilities, but the combination, the second half is that the child has uh, their own samskara, the children have their own samskaras, and that is what is going to get manifested. Usually the combination is that wherever compatible, uh, in a compatible family, the jiva gets, where is the jiva born? In a family where uh, that jiva's desires, etc., will get fulfilled, and where he will get, where the child will get nourishment as a person, as the child grows up. This is how the setup usually is. But you never know. Sometimes the permutations and combinations may be such that as a parent, they may have to go through some uh, karmas, and so they may have an autistic child, you know. Uh, so when there is an autistic child in a family, more than the child, the parents have to suffer. So it may be the parents who may be exhausting their karma. The child is, for the child, the child is barely aware of what is going on. Even if the child is aware, but that sensitivity is not so much so developed, so evolved. So that's one part, dharma, talking about punya and papa. There's something more to dharma, but I guess we can look into it next week.
Yes, and my
So we
mother
will,
started to do her prayers, so I put on mute.
yeah, it's okay. So we will uh, start next week.
Okay.
I mean, we'll continue next week.